All right. Discord.gg/debating. The debate's happening. God, lock in for half the Discord.gg/debating. The debate's happening in Debate Palace today. We'll have 10 versus Jester. Jester is going to be taking an affirmation. The topic's going to be on fiction. Jester's going to be affirming that Superman is the strongest in DC Comics. Um, and yeah, I think Gyro or Ideal are going to be judging,
Okay.
and Asian will be moderating. You guys can start the debate now.
We start. We're ready to go. Yeah. Yeah. I'm
So,
gonna
boom.
say Wally West. Wally West asserts that Doctor Manhattan's the strongest entity that they've ever met at any point in time in the most recent canonical establishment of DC Comics.
Burger brain moron. He doesn't understand that what he has given me is to say that Superman is the strongest in DC, right? I asked him what's the argument for them, right? He said that he does not think that he could be beaten by anyone no matter what. And he said the final outcome of the battle will be that Superman is going to be winning in some way, shape, or form. And then he's literally said after that, Wally asserts that Dr. Manhattan is the strongest entity, and he made his statement in 2025 or 2026, right? So what I asked about, like the last thing about the Wally shit, I asked him, when you say Wally says that Dr. Manhattan is the strongest entity that he's ever seen, right? How do you get from that to therefore Superman can never ultimately lose? So asking me what the connection is fucking stupid when I'm asking you what the connection is. It's your argument, you fucking retard. And then also when he says the final outcome will somehow be in Superman's favor or Superman winning, that's I don't even grant that to be like an independently established rule at all. So what's the literal, like that's literally what's in question specifically. And he's saying I have not contested anything. I've put that in question. So the schema that he's giving here is circular so far. So far it's circular when he says Superman always wins because all he's done is he's defined every eventual outcome as one where Superman wins. That's circular. And then when he appeals to Wally's statement about Dark Manhattan, which obviously does not establish any actual claim or actual connection to Superman's claim. So I want the actual inferential nexus between those things. What is the consequence relation that gets you from that statement first and the other statement that I mentioned? All right, there you go. He can speak now. You can
Okay.
literally mute
Can
him.
you server mute him? Like in good faith, like actually server mute this guy. Because
Do you guys?
I'm on my yes, we agreed to moderation. Server mute him, bro. Because you server muted me. I was literally in the middle of giving me my argument. His contention cut me off before I finished giving my argument, and he wants to say, and then he's like, "Oh, I want a moderator." So fucking server mute this fucking animal, bro. Like holy shit.
All right, bro. I guess I'll
Like
do it.
thank you, bro.
All right.
Thank you, bro. Because that's what it's gonna have to be, bro. And ideal, the judge is here, right? He wants the fucking connection. I'm gonna actually give the actual full argument, and then he can give an actual contention, which is why I asked him, what is he giving an argument against, right? And he refused to answer the question because he doesn't know what I'm gonna say after, right? The reason why I'm bringing up the connection between Dr. Manhattan and Superman is that Wally West asserts that Dr. Manhattan is the strongest entity that they've ever faced. Right. So when they say face, they're talking about opponents, like people in crisis events or villains that they've had to fight up against. So up until that point, the strongest entity that the Justice League has ever faced is Dr. Manhattan. And the strongest entity that they've ever faced, Dr. Manhattan, asserts in Doomsday Clock that no matter how many times he tries to attack Superman's existence, he can't do anything. He can't change or affect him. He can't do anything to Superman. So the strongest entity that the Justice League has ever faced, the strongest villain, the strongest opponent, admits inferiority to Superman. That's going to be the argument. That's going to be the fucking connection. Now go give an actual fucking contention without actually trying to precog me. You fucking moron rat. You can server mute me. Give him the talking stick.
All right. I'll unmute you, 10. My bad. I was changing my profile. Go.
Okay, so none of that actually follows. He's conflating Manhattan failing to eliminate Superman with Manhattan being inferior to Superman, right? And then he's conflating that Superman being unbeatable by anyone. He's conflating that with Superman being unbeatable by anyone in DC, right? Those are three different claims, right? So even granting everything he just said here about Doomsday Clock specifically, the inference still doesn't actually reach the conclusion that he actually wants. A failure of X to defeat Superman does not establish that necessarily for every possible opponent Y, Superman defeats Y. That's fucking retarded, right? That universal modal generalization actually needs an argument or an independent argument in favor of that, right? I need you to justify that, right? And then when he says the strongest entity admits inferiority, that literally makes the entire problem worse because strongest under what ordering relation, right? If Manhattan is literally the strongest entity, yet Superman is superior to him, then either strongest was not absolute. We do not take strongest as an absolute claim right there, right? Or his interpretation of the statement is actually wrong. Or we can say that he's equivocating between different respects of superiority, right? So cash out what licenses the move from Manhattan's interaction with Superman to the universal proposition that no DC character can beat Superman. You can unmute this nigga. Burr.
Yo, Jester, go ahead.
Give him a server mute. And the judge is here listening to this point. I'm so glad because we picked that deal as a judge. And we could listen to this fucking burger try to rant and like get fucking dishonest about the position. So my position, my definition for what I meant by Superman is the strongest in DC is that Superman can't lose to any agents in DC. So when I say Superman can't lose to any agents in DC, right, the connection between that and Dr. Manhattan is that Dr. Manhattan as an opponent, since this guy can't track, right, when they reference him as an entity, the strongest entity is a reference as an opponent because he's the strongest person they've ever faced, right? So Superman is not a part of that data set that Wally West is referencing. The data set that Wally West is referencing is opponents that they face, right? And as an opponent, Dr. Manhattan is the strongest opponent ever. So he scales over some of the top tier entities in DC that they've gone up against in every crisis event. And every crisis event is definitionally going to be a threat to everything's existence, right? And so this guy is the greatest threat to everything's existence as an opponent to them, and he still cannot beat Superman by his own admission. That's going to be the argument right there. He's not tracking.
Yeah. Yo, someone, a moderator, unmute them. My Discord is lagging. I'm mod unmute 10. Let him talk and then mute the other Jester guy. Okay, so the moderators are useless. I guess I just have to do it. All right. Niggas have mod for no reason. Go ahead, 10.
All right, slide him a little mute since you want to do this shit. Okay, so that still doesn't actually follow. Like none of the things he's saying. I deny the entire characterization. I actually adequately responded to what I was actually imposing upon him. Let's say I even granted the entire data set that he was speaking about, right? And all he's established there is that Manhattan outranks every opponent Wally's comparison ranges over, right? And Manhattan fails against Superman, right? But that does not quantify over every agent in DC, right? So his own restriction destroys the universal, right? You just said Superman isn't in Wally's data set. We agree upon that. Excuse me, sorry. Then neither is anything else, right? Outside the comparison class. Monotonic, right? And because without the justification for that, when he says Manhattan is strongest, and then nobody stronger exists, and Manhattan, and then he's trying to go into Manhattan cannot beat Superman, therefore nobody can beat Superman. I deny that that actually has any relevant licensing independently of his retardation brain. Let's go. You can mute me.
You're drawing an equivocation from.
Yeah, I don't think he said anything relevant relating to my position at all, or any of the 3 points that I shot at him, and I'm ready to conclude. If he thinks he's what I'm ready to conclude right now. If he has any more points he wants to cover, just in case he randomly remembers what points he hasn't addressed yet, he could keep going as much as he wants. But I'm ready to conclude anytime he is. I slammed him.
I'm gonna unmute both of you. You both can talk to each other.
I'm ready to conclude.
Oh, wait. Mute this nigga. Let me get my last response so we can conclude. Oh my god, nigga. So yeah, we can definitely conclude because he actually never defended any of the governing rules that his position actually requires. So listen, I already denied the entire characterization. I'll do that again. Let's conclude. He already agreed upon concluding. Both of us are ready to conclude. I do not need to give a conclusion. This nigga is fucking dog shit.
Yep.
Yo, you were so ass. Oh my god, Jester did not win any substance. He said you were fucking retarded. Yo, this nigga's retarded.
And Jester,
Not
you
a
both can talk.
thing was actually justified.
All right. So should I? Are you guys done? You guys are concluding. Do you want a conclusion, Jester?
Yeah, I'll give my conclusion.
All right. Then you didn't want one, right?
What? No, I
You
don't need a
didn't want.
conclusion.
All
I
right.
don't need to give a conclusion.
All right, Jester, go ahead, bro.
Yeah, I already gave an independent argument. And he's like, I'm asking for an independent. I gave an independent argument for why the overvoid as a crisis event undermines the entire cosmological structure of the DC universe, being the all-encompassing white page that encompasses everything that happens on the book, and that Wally West thinks that even that entity is lesser than Dr. Manhattan. So in that data set, Dr. Manhattan becomes the strongest, not just opposing agent, but agent in general in the comics that they've seen, right? And he believes that he can't question Superman's existence. He can't beat Superman's existence. So after I gave that argument and he just didn't respond to it, he fulfilled my premise. He fulfilled my position, and he just lost instantly. So yeah, it's over.
Pen says that
Yeah.
he wants a conclusion.
Now
All
he
right.
now he wants a conclusion. Like, is that not insane? I don't
No,
want
it's
a
because somebody
moderator, and
asked
he
me.
wants a
Mute him real
moderator.
quick. Mute him real quick because mute him. Like we don't like you don't have any rights. Shut the fuck up, you dumb fuck.
Wow.
Listen, just to explain. It's because somebody asked me to. So listen. So the object level. Some people saying I won meta, but I did not win the object. So the object level is that his thesis was universal, right? We know what a universal claim is, right? He made a universal claim about Superman cannot lose to any agent, right? And his evidence was that Wally ranks Doctor Manhattan as the strongest opponent slash entity in the relevant comparison, and that Manhattan cannot defeat Superman, right? But that only gets to the conclusion if that only actually gets him to the conclusion if Manhattan actually upper bounds every possible Superman opponent, right? And I asked for the argument for that. He never actually independently established that. His crisis, when he said crisis villains progressively get stronger, that claim was supposed to supply the bridge. I actually asked him to substantiate that, give the argument for that, right? That claim was supposed to actually supply an actual independent justification for the bridge, but he never actually demonstrated that crisis succession constitutes a very strict and exhaustive ordering over every DC agent. So the universal conclusion outruns whatever evidence that he was trying to give. He's very confused. And on the meta level, obviously, I won. Every time I challenged the bridge, which is the meta, and then he literally redescribes his own paradigm, where he keep on saying the pinnacle villain or crisis event or strongest entity, right? Instead, you keep on saying that thing, but that's not actually grounding the rule, connecting those descriptions, right? That's not actually grounding in connecting those descriptions at all. He's on treating the scaling procedure, which I put in what I put in question as the criterion of adequacy, and then for after just literally treating the scaling procedure as the criterion of adequacy, and then he literally used the same procedure to prove the conclusion. So it was what it was designed to generate. That's fucking circular. So I don't even need a stronger character specifically. I can grant that Manhattan's statement even did that. I can grant Superman's interaction with Manhattan. I can grant that I can grant some of the crisis material, not all. And the argument still fails because the inferential nexus from those facts to no agent can beat Superman was actually never licensed. He actually never like connected those. So on object level, he actually has a scope failure. On meta level, he's ungrounded the adjudicative schema. So on every single frame, I just explained how I fucking killed this nigga. Dog shit ass nigga. Moving on.
All right. Yo, real quick, guys. If you guys like the debate, make sure to join discord.gg/debating and come to Debate Palace. We have debates every day. And yeah, man. Discord.gg/debating.